So back with another SUP board review. This week we're back onto some Shark SUPs and we're going to be looking at the Touring Traveler 11.8. Shark SUPs are a relatively new brand in the iSUP market, but we have reviewed a few boards of theirs before and they do seem to make a good quality product that sits a good price point. This board is 11.8 long, 30 inches wide, 6 inches thick, comes in at 200 litres in volume. The retail price in pounds is £675 or $879 and it weighs 11 kilograms. The board comes with a central slide-in fin and 2 mini PVC fins. The materials of the board are drop stitch internal core, and then it's wrapped in their fusion technology that Shark SUP do with multiple layers of PVC around the board. And it's a board really designed for obviously a bit of touring and cruising, but really a bit of general all-round paddling. So moving on to the SUP board impressions of the Shark SUP 11.8. So this is a relatively cheap price point board at £675 or $879. So when we look at the board, we are going to be looking at the build quality, as we do with all the boards, but especially because generally the cheaper boards, the build quality isn't always A1 and perfect. But with the Shark SUPs, as with all the other Shark SUP reviewed, there is nothing wrong with this build quality or any of the others. No glue lines, no dodgy wiggles in the PVC, it's all really well finished and it doesn't at all look like a cheaper end board at all. The deck pad is really cool because it has this sort of wooden teak deck effect on it right towards the back, and it has a nice kicker again, which you know we always like about the kickers on the boards, which is where it has an EVA step on the tail, so when you're moving back, maybe you're learning to do step back turns and stuff like that, this kicker will help you put your foot there and you know where you are on the board. So the deck pad's really nice. The same carry handle as the other boards, a super nice neoprene, soft, easy to carry handle. Bungee straps at the front there that aren't too far forward and they're not too far back, they're in about the right place to actually load the board up. You couldn't put a huge amount of load on this board, a huge amount of weight on it, so you could take it as sort of bit of general touring, day touring maybe, take the family out or go with friends, go paddling with your friends, because the board doesn't have a huge amount of area to put kit, but it will take you out on a day trip or a mini expedition quite easily. Being 11.8 long and the outline it is a very stable platform of board. Still has quite a bit of width at the back here, which makes the board really easy to paddle and very stable for, especially if you want to learn a bit more about your step back turns or you want to have just a bit more fun on the board. The board is it gives you quite a lot back in sort of stability, and it's very easy to paddle. Paddling in a straight line, because it's 11.8 long, it's a little bit longer than other sort of general all-round boards. You've got a bit more glide to that, so it has got a nice paddle length to it and a nice amount of glide. Paddles very easy in a straight line because of the larger centre fin at the back. Turning the board over and looking at the bottom shape, there's nothing magical going on here. It's got a small amount of nose kick at the front, which is exactly what you want, and it's pretty much flat straight towards the tail, which is exactly what you want for your all-round paddling. The fin setup, as we said, it's got a 2 mini side PVC indestructible fins, which you can basically run over, doesn't matter what you do with these, and then it's got a slide-in central box at the back there, which you've got to be a little bit careful of, especially if you're going to ram it up the beach, because it's not as strong and hard wearing as these mini side fins. The fin system at the back is super easy to use. It's got the clip system that slides the fin out like that, and then the clip stays on the fin, and then you can just slide it back in, lock it into place, and then put the clip in and you are away. So the board is 11 kilograms. It's not super lightweight like the 8 kilogram ones, and it's not super heavy up near the 13-12 kilograms, but 11 kilograms, you do have a lot amount of PVC around the board, which makes the board very strong and durable. So the weight is not a problem in the slightest of this board. So this board is 6 inches thick. When we put this board through our deflection test, we pumped it up to 18 psi, which is the recommended pressure. It can take up to 25 psi, but it recommends 18. So it's pumped up to 18 and it goes on a gap of 1.5 meters apart with a weight of 75 kilograms in the center. This board only dropped 14 millimeters, which is actually an incredibly good drop, or not very much of a drop for an iSUP of this standard. Definitely keeps up with the more expensive top end iSUPs in the market for sure. Moving on to the pump and bag, the pump isn't anything unusual that you wouldn't expect on other good iSUP packages. It's a narrow chamber double action pump, so it pumps on the upstroke and the downstroke, and then you can select the valve to turn it around and just pump it on the downstroke, which makes it easier. but it gets the air in there and gets you on the water in fairly quick time. The bag is a lightweight backpack style bag, no wheels, no sort of extra frills, let's say, but it does the job absolutely fine and it is comfy on the back. So I've said it several times before, sometimes it's great to have the wheels and all the bells and whistles, and sometimes it's great to have just a lightweight bag just to put your board in and go to the beach. This bag is well made, but it's definitely on the lighter weight, as in physical weight, and it hasn't got an extra straps that you would find on other top end brands out there. But the bag is absolutely fine and it's comfy to use on a day-to-day basis. Shark SUP do loads of different sort of packages you can get with the board, and you can get an aluminium 3-piece paddle, which to be honest, for what it is actually okay. It's a little bit heavy, but it's nice and stiff, doesn't have any flex. The blade is indestructible and it's just a plastic blade, not loads of shape to it, but it's something that will easily get on the water and get you paddling for your first couple of years into supping, definitely. Moving on from there, you can also get yourself a nice carbon lightweight paddle from Shark SUP, fully adjustable, comes apart in the center, and this paddle actually is a really well made paddle. There's no movement there, it's completely solid. The blade shape, we've been paddling with this paddle when we're testing this board, and other boards we paddle with this paddle quite a bit, and it's a really nice responsive paddle that actually will suit an average size of riders quite comfortably. So if you want to upgrade your paddle, Shark SUP also do a carbon, and you can get a basic aluminium paddle if you want to get a package with the board. So negatives or downsides to the Shark SUP 11.8. Well, as we do with some reviews, let's bring value for money and negatives and downsides in together, because this board is a very good value board, isn't it? It's £675 or $879. You get a lot for your money. Okay, you don't get the better backpack as you would do with some more expensive brands. Maybe the fin is a little bit simple, and that would be nice to have that upgraded and have a better quality fin. But for the price, it's a pretty good all-round package. The board itself is very well made, incredibly stiff, and it's going to get you on the water, and you're going to be able to paddle sort of mini adventures and completely good all-round happy family days on the water with no trouble at all. The overall SUP boarder verdict for the Shark SUP 11.2 Touring Traveler, it's definitely going to suit a really wide range of paddlers. Not full-on touring, but definitely light mini touring, family adventures, paddling out with friends, or just a bit of mucking about and all-round paddle boarding in general. It is a really good price point board that can definitely stand up to the more expensive iSUPs on the market. It's going to be an overall 4 stars for us, and we look forward to seeing more Shark SUP iSUP development into the future. Hope you found that SUP boarder review interesting and informative, and it helps you with your buying decisions. Remember, if you want to find out more about what boards we compare this board to, check out the SUP Boarder Pro video for this. Until then, we'll see you on SUP Boarder Mag or on YouTube.